Hello, lovely people, and welcome back. It's your girl Nancy. This is episode 6 of Blaze of the Week, and of course, which is here to entertain, inform, and also inspire you all. Now, let me just begin with thanking each and every one of you individually for your tremendous, massive, and continuous support for this production. Viable Media has a lot more coming your way. We have interviews lined up with amazing, talented individuals who possess phenomenal gifts and have in-depth expertise from within their fields and beyond. We have a lot more to expect for this year, so stay tuned and keep supporting. Now let me stop blabbing and get right into the highlights for this week. So now the first in our lineup of stories for today is Ghana Party in the Park, which was held on Saturday the 16th of July at Trent Park. Ghana Party in the Park is an annual outdoor festival held in London for the Ghanaian community in the diaspora, hosted by the Aquaba Group since 2005. So it's been a very, very long time since this event, has existed. And I tell you, this year, it was an event. The event had been successful, and you know what, the Aquaba Group really did a good job in making sure that majority of the performers that were set or expected on the bill had actually been there or had turned up. We had the likes of Jackie, KK Fosu, Oforian Ponsa, Camido, UG Official, Sydney even, and there was a debate though at the fact that Mayakun, being a Nigerian artist, was set as headliner for the show or for the event, besides Shatawale, who, bearing in mind, never showed up. But why is that? Besides Shatawale not showing up, Kofi Kinata, who many of my friends or many people that I know personally were expecting to see because they hadn't seen him in live before, many reasons. People literally, especially came for him. But due to certain circumstances, these two performers who were greatly expected were not able to show up. Why is that? Let's find out. Now, Kofi Kinata, who has come out, by the way, to express or render an apology to his fans and those that expected to see him at the event, reportedly was unable to make it or was unable to participate to the event due to visa issues. And actually, his passport was with the US consulate in Ghana, awaiting clearance for his visa. However, this didn't arrive on time, which meant he had to cancel making it to the event and actually being a part of it. So those who expected to see him, to be honest, take heart. He's come out, he's apologized, and actually his reason is valid. Some reasons can be excused. However, Shatawale, on the other hand, Shatawale was unable to make it to the event, or chose not to make it to the event, because his demands were that the organizers of Ghana Party in the Park, that being the Aquaba Group, were expected to fly not just him, but his entire team from Ghana to the UK to be at the event. This request was actually turned down, which is why he decided not to be there, which is very, very questionable to his fans and to those that expected him. His demands were very high. I'm sorry, Shatter Movement, but really? Now, so moving on to some more political news stories, we have Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss, who will be competing to replace Mr. Boris Johnson following his recent resignation as Prime Minister. The two have emerged as final candidates after 5 rounds of voting and will now try to win over the electorate that had wearied over Mr. Johnson's seemingly endless scandals. And on the other hand, in the US, we have former President Donald Trump, who was seen paying respects to his late first wife, Ivana Trump, joining their 3 children at a funeral mass in New York City. The style icon of the 1980s and businesswoman who helped build an empire which launched him into presidency. So, next up in our lineup of stories for today is on the award winning gold medalist, Olympic legend Mo Farah, also now known as Hussein Abdi Kahin, who recently revealed that he was trafficked illegally to the UK as a child. Now, what is the most significant aspect of this story? What I find very, very, impactful is the fact that he shares a very vulnerable part of himself, which many people find very hard to do, especially when they've reached that stage of, success or achievement, to the point where they almost feel untouchable and very hard skinned. In this situation, he never fails to appreciate the people that had helped him along the way, specifically his PE teacher, who actually referred him to the family that he grew up with. Now, in many situations, this story actually shouldn't surprise us, because there have been many instances where children like him at the time were illegally trafficked to the UK and sent, pulled away from their families, trafficked to the UK as children around the age of six, between 6 and 9, and, brought under diplomatic cover. To be honest, it's really unfair how the system treats children when, especially as immigrants. And what we need to think carefully about is how we assist or how we help or aid ourselves as friends or as comforters, within the ethnic minority and communities. We have to have this special bond which holds us together, which gives people a platform, which shows that they are heard or that they can be listened to when they want to share their story, when they want to confide in somebody. Are you that person? It's a very, very interesting topic, because even here at Viable, it's a significant part of our concept, giving people the platform, giving them the voice to be heard, being that voice for others to be heard, sharing your story. It's hashtagged by. So I personally don't feel it's okay for people to suffer in silence. Even if you don't want to speak to me, honestly, I can refer you to specialists and experts who you can consult with and actually share your story with, because I believe everyone has a story, but not everyone is comfortable to share that story. But there could be someone that you could speak to prevent further illnesses such as depression, etc. You don't want to end up there where there's no coming back from it. There are situations people face that are very hard, but trust me, you are not in it alone. So, moving on to some more environmental blaze, most of Europe slid back into more typical summer temperatures from Wednesday morning. However, the aftermath had left people with their lives threatened, destroyed buildings, and upended daily routines over the continent this week. Many people are wondering why this heat wave came about. Who do we have, or what do we have to blame as being the cause for this heat wave? Climate change. And who's responsible for climate change? We are. So before blaming or complaining, let's take responsibility for the environment we live in. And as people, it's very typical, or as humans, it's very typical of us to complain or, to never be pleased. So I would say our Blaze question for this week's show is, what prevents us from being able to share a vulnerable part of ourselves? Or let's just rephrase that. How would you be able to tell someone your story without feeling that it hurts your ego, your pride? What prevents people? What you think? It might not be you personally, but you might have an idea of what prevents people or stops people from being able to voice out, being able to express themselves. Could it be that they feel judged? I'm not going to give the answer to you, but do share your part or your experiences within the comment section, and I will give it some attention. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.